What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and this is gonna be a unit review for the Flame Emperor.
Hellfire upon you!
Not this one.
All will burn!
Definitely not this one.
Feed them to the maggots.
These are the topics I'm gonna be discussing in this unit review, and if you want to jump to a specific topic, you could check the timestamps in the description right below that like button. So with that said, let us begin.
Behold the power of the Flame Emperor.
Flame Emperor is an axe armor unit, and we haven't really got any kind of grandeur battle armor unit after Zephiel, so that has been a long time. Looking at his stats, he has got high HP, good attack, extremely low speed, and alright resistance and high defense. And I'm sorry, but I really have to reveal who Flame Emperor is. It was Dorcas all along. Just look at their stat lines, they're so identical. The thing which Flame Emperor has got over Dorcas is having 5 more resistance and having 178 BST. Having 5 extra resistance is actually pretty significant as a tank and can be useful if you do want to use him in something like Ether Raids or in general, and the extra BST is better for scoring. So yeah, that is the main focus of Flame Emperor, having 178 BST. So the overall BST in this game has increased, so that increases the score ceiling in stuff like Arena. So having this kind of option for free-to-play players is really amazing, because after the first merge, Flame Emperor is able to have over 180 BST, so he's able to score much better. So that is just really incredible and makes him objectively the best scoring options for free-to-play players as of making this video. And a lot of people nowadays have started to take Arena more seriously, because Arena does give you Divine Codes, and Divine Codes has got some really coveted fodder, so having this kind of good scoring unit available as of right now is really good. His weapon is Guard X Plus, which just has the guard built into it without any kind of threshold, so this is really good when a lot of the special acceleration skills are so rampant in the metagame. But keep in mind, this does absolutely nothing if the opponent already has a special charged up, something like an Infantry Pulse team and Ether Raid, so it really doesn't help you there. Slot Ace Bracing Stance, which is a good skill for enemy phase units, and Weary Fighter as the standard free-to-play armor skill, because these people are very cowardly for not giving us Armor March even in 4th year of this game. Ignis is a special which goes really well with the flame theme and also goes well with his high defense. Bonfire is also a pretty good option because of its 3-turn cooldown. Overall, Flame Emperor is going to be a really popular unit which a lot of people invest into, mainly because of his BST and him being able to score so well in Arena, Allegiance Battles and Arena Assault, most like that. Flame Emperor does have good stat spread for an armor unit, but does fail to stand out in the long term because of not having any kind of preferred weapon. There are just a lot of saturation in axe armors, and there are way better armor units like Mamori, Surtur, and many more, so a preferred weapon definitely helps a unit stand out, but in this case, having Guard Axe doesn't really help the cause. And another thing is that you will have to inherit a 300 SP Slotsy skill if you do want to have the max score in Arena. This wouldn't have been the case if you did come with a preferred weapon.
Terrible power has its uses, and use it I will.
The first build is quite cheap, you don't really have to change too much. Just have Attack Smoke, Close Defense Sacred Seal, and Bonfire is better, in my opinion, for this kind of build with Weary Fighter. The next build is also quite cheap with Renewal and Quick Riposte Sacred Seal. Renewal does help you with the self-sustainability and can help you stay in the Quick Riposte range. And Defense Refine is going to be the one which you should choose, because Resistance really doesn't do much for you if you're not running this encounter. And then we have got the third build as another pretty budget build with Brave Axe Plus and Death Blow. So Flame Emperor does have 40 base attack, and you could use that in the player phase with a Brave Axe build. Armored Boots is going to be helping you with the mobility, and Defense Smoke basically gives you 14 extra damage after the debuff. Obviously, if you want to invest more into this kind of build, you can have Wolf Fighter to have the quad build. The fourth build is for Ether Raid's offense. Now, as goofy as this build looks on surface, it's actually pretty good, and it does have a niche for counter picking. So Gale Force teams can be really hard to execute in Ether Raid's offense, especially when you cannot kill all of the foes, and that's where you use an armor Gale Force unit, because they can easily Gale Force with the help of Wolf Fighter, eliminate 2 threats which are really threatening to them, and then tank all of the hits from the remaining foes, likely Dancers and those kinds of units which they have Weapon Strangle advantage against. So it can be really useful, and this is a legitimate strategy which can be used to counterpick many teams. And I'm not saying you should use this kind of build in every single Ether Raid's offense match, but against certain teams, this kind of build can really shine. And Ether Raids is just full with range units, so you want to have distant defense for tanking. Attack Smoke helps you with that, and Armor Boots gives you the mobility. You can run Pulse Smoke, but that's a pretty expensive option. And right now, you could actually use this build whenever the bonus season comes for Flame Emperor, just to see how it works out. With the bonus stats, this is definitely going to be working out pretty well. But in general, more merges are going to be better for the survival. The fifth build is for Arena Scoring. This is the max investment, max score build for Arena, Allegiance Battles, and Arena Assault. And as I said before, 180 BST is the reason why Flame Emperor is going to be pretty popular to build. And this kind of build is what you should be running with high scoring skills. And Guard Axe and Vengeful Fighter are really good together. And in general, the slot A and slot C options are pretty flexible. It depends on which kind of 300 SP skill you could get. And if you're building a +10 Flame Emperor for arena scoring, then you could also use him in Ether Raids. This is a super tank build with Soul, Disencounter, and Vengeful Fighter. Soul is really important for surviving against multiple enemies, and you want to use this kind of build in light season because you could get more resistance from air, and dull range and crooked post is also a pretty good option. But in general, there are going to be a lot of problems with any kind of armor unit that you will use in Ether Raid's offense, mainly because of their mobility and their weakness, and also the fact that because they have got so many stats, they are basically a magnet for chill debuffs and shrine debuffs. So you will definitely need some kind of unit like Male Korin to soak those kinds of debuffs so that your main tank doesn't suffer in terms of stats. And this is actually a budget build for Ether Raid's offense, believe it or not. There's actually even more expensive version. And this is that build. You just take out Guard Axe for Slaying Axe, making Soul a 2-turn cooldown special. Special Fighter does give you the guard effect, so once again you're going to be having that, which you had in the Axe form before. Pulse Smoke is going to be extremely important when facing against infantry pulse teams, and it's going to be extremely crucial. And Fierce Stance gives you more attack so that you can heal more HP and just one-shot a lot of the frail units that are being used. And the same weaknesses just carry over to this kind of build. I personally don't really use any kind of like super tanks or armor units in general in Ether Raids because of their mobility issues, and it can definitely be pretty hard at times to get over those things. But if you have a +10 Flame Emperor and if you do want to use this kind of build, then this is definitely an option. Once again, if you're building up a Flame Emperor, then you could also try to use them in Ether Raid's defense as a frontline tank unit for your team. And you could use this in the Dark Season so that Sothis can give more resistance, so Flame Emperor can just be more bulky. This is not something I would personally use because like armor weakness is there, and they do not really work with infantry pulse setups, and they're not really going to be acting as a really powerful offensive threat to the enemy, and they can just trail behind and be picked off. So once again, those weaknesses are going to be persistent, but nonetheless, this is still an option.
Say the word and all will be burned away.
If you do use Flame Emperor in the Ether Raids, then Hoshiden Summer Micaiah, Legendary Alm, and Lysithia or any kind of red nuke are gonna be a big problem for you. And even if you use them in Arena, Legendary Alm is gonna be a thing which you're gonna be facing, and Legendary Alm can just cut through Flame Emperor's armor just like that. And Armor Slayers like Brave Micaiah, which is actually semi-common, I want to say, in Ether Raid's defense. I've definitely seen some teams use her because she does come with ground orders, so that does help with the mobility stuff. And in general, when you're going to be using Flame Emperor in Arena, Idun and Halloween Hector are going to be units you're going to be facing all the time, and they do have armor effective weapons on top of having weapon strangling advantage, so you definitely need to watch out for that. As for the teammates, you want to use tank support units like Male Korin for soaking up chills, Aversa for just panicking all of the buffs of foes, and maybe Brave Lucina for her weapon refine effect. Armor Mort support is definitely going to be pretty invaluable, and Amelia is available in Divine Codes, and it doesn't really cost too many Divine Codes, so that's definitely an option. And you do want to use strong blue units who can protect Flame Emperor from strong red units and strong red armor slayers in general. And now let us do a quick recap over the reasons if you should invest into Flame Emperor or not. So the first reason is that it is going to be taking you less grails to plus and merge Flame Emperor, especially after the rerun, which is going to be happening around in like 6 months. So that does save you a lot of grails, as you could see, over someone like Halloween Dorcas. And Flame Emperor is the best scoring option for free-to-play players as of right now. And as I said, Arena does give Divine Code, so in long term, having a high scoring unit in Arena is going to be paying off. And if you have already invested into something like Plus and Marshina or Halloween Dorcas, then I don't think it's really worth it to build a Plus and Flame Emperor. I know there's going to be a little boost in terms of scoring, but still you're going to be having the same kind of unit at Plus and Merge. So I'm personally not going to be Plus and merging Flame Emperor from my free-to-play account. As you guys know, I already have Plus and Sheena, so that's not something I'm going to be doing. And Flame Emperor does lack a preferred weapon, so it doesn't really unfortunately stand out from the other Axe Armor units. And that is going to be the review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me a lot with YouTube algorithm. And please share this video with your friends who are really enthusiastic about Flame Emperor and want to build him up. And when you subscribe, please be sure to hit the notification bell so that you can always get the updates to my videos whenever I upload. Because YouTube sub boxes don't show my videos, just like Flame Emperor doesn't show his identity. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.